Hello, and welcome to episode 73 of Things I've Learned from Barry Harris. And today I thought we would talk about something that gets overlooked a lot, even by myself, but that Barry talks about often, which is eighth note triplets. An eighth note triplet is really important in your playing. Eighth note triplets are important, 16th note triplets are important, but especially when you're soloing with the eighth note triplets. So, I thought we'd use for an example F7, and we would use a combination of the eighth note triplets with Barry's descending dominant scale rules. So if you don't know those, there's episode about Barry's rules for half steps, and I'll use them in here, but I'll go over them briefly. But so the idea behind an eighth note triplet is if we start on a tonic, let's say F7, and we'll use F7 as our example. So if we start on the tonic and we do a eighth note triplet between the tonic and the second. So now we're going to use the rules for the half steps for whatever the middle note is of the triplet. So in this instant, we're going to use tonic and second. So we're going to do a triplet between tonic and second, which means we're going to use the rule for the second, which the second is going to be the same as the 4, same as the 6, and the root is going to be the same as the 3rd, same as the 5th, same as the 7th. So the evens go together and the odds go together. So the first rule is no half steps starting on the second. So instead of just starting on the second, we're going to do an eighth note triplet between the tonic and the second. So the next one would be a triplet between, or we could have done here too. The next one is going to be between the second and the third. And now we're going to use the rule for the third, which is 1 half step. So we'll try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feels good too. Now we did the tonic and second, second and third. Let's do third and fourth. So we'll say and we're going to use the rule for the 4, which is no half steps. Again. Now we'll do another rule for the 2, 4, and 6 is 2 half steps between second and tonic and 7. So we'll do that. Really pretty. Now we'll do between tonic and second, second and third, third and fourth. Now we have to do 4th and 5th. So we'll say the rule for the 5th, because that's the middle note of the triplet, will be 1 half step between tonic and second. Nice. It also uses 3 half steps between 3 and 2, 2 and 1, tonic and 7, because that's the second rule. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Next one will be between 5 and 6. So now we're going to use the rule for 6, which is no half steps. Or 2 half steps between second and tonic, tonic and 7. Now we'll do between 6 and 7, and we'll use the rule for the 7, which is first 1 half step. Or 3 half steps. Now, that's just an example of what starting on a different note of a dominant scale, running just the dominant scale, starting with an eighth note triplet. I thought would be kind of interesting is if we take a look at falling leaves or autumn leaves. F7 is used a lot in that, especially if we're in the key, obviously if we're in the key of B flat. We got the first set of chord changes, which is C minor to F7, B flat major, E flat major, A half diminished, D7, G minor, and then some people do like a G7 to get back to C minor again. So, but what you can use for the first part, when Barry does the scales to those, to that song, he would say, since he sees C minor 7, F7, he sees that all as F7. So he'll say F7 up and down, B flat major up, E flat major up. Then he does F7 again. When he gets the A half diminished, he thinks F7 up and down to the third D. And then G minor 6 up. And maybe to get back, you do like a B flat 7 down to the third G. So if I was going to play that in tempo, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That covers the first 8 bars. So what I was thinking about is to try to see if you could play a phrase using an eighth note triplet on F7 scale, and then use it for both spots. We'll use it for the C minor F7, but we'll also use it for the A half diminished to D7. The only thing that's going to be different is the resolution. One's going to resolve to B flat, the other one's going to resolve to G minor. So let's see, 1, 2. So let's say we'll start an eighth note triplet starting from the second between the 2 and the 3. So now we're going to use the rule for the 3, which is 1/2 step. So we'll do that. Maybe we'll come up, after we get to the third, we'll come up a diminished. So we'll say, that's a nice phrase. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Use it again. So that time we used it and we ran it down to the third of D, and then I did something in G minor. But you notice how we use the same phrase. So 1, 2, 3. Really beautiful. How about if we do between the 3 and the 4, which would be beautiful. Between, let's see, we did between 2 and 3, 3 and 4. Let's do 4 and 5. Beautiful. Next one between, well, maybe let's try 3/2 steps, because we did between a 4 and a 5. So now let's do 3/2 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So nice. I mean, these eighth note triplets are so nice, and it's again one of those things that Barry brings up a lot. And you know, I practice them a little bit, and I can kind of do them if I'm thinking about them, if I'm specifically thinking about them. But in terms of being a part of my actual playing, where I'm comfortable in time playing, I haven't practiced them enough. But it shows you how beautiful they are. And they're really, really important, eighth note triplets. Super important. I mean, one of the most famous heads has it right away from the beginning. Right away, eighth note triplet. Right away. So it's something that we have to look at, that we should learn to practice. If Charlie Parker played it and they put it in a head, then we need to practice it. But we should practice it from every degree. Every degree. So that was nice. That was A flat. So let's see. So that's a triplet between the 7 and the tonic. So we'll use 1/2 step, because that's the rule for the tonic. Now what if we did between tonic and second? It would be no half steps. I like that just as much. That's beautiful. How about between second and third? So we'll use the rule for the third, which would be, let's say, 1/2 step between 6 and 5. That's also beautiful. How about between the third and the fourth, which means it'll be no half steps. That's also nice. Or 2 half steps. Let's see. Oh boy. Let's see. So it would be between the 2 half steps would be between let's see if it works though. Let's see. Yes. Beautiful. So the 3 and the 4, the rule for the half steps for major would be between 2 and 1 and 6 and 5, but we have to we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do 2 and 1 and 6 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, I messed it up. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It's beautiful. So now we'll do between 4 and 5, where we'll use the triplet rule for the 5. So we'll say 1/2 step between 6 and 5. I like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's beautiful. But let's start on the second beat. Let's see if we can fix it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's nice. Just shows you these are things I need to practice also, but that's why I'm sharing it, because I started to think about it myself. So 8th note triplets, something really important to look into and to enhance your playing. The other thing it does for guitar players is it really changes your view of the fretboard. So where you're kind of used to being in certain positions, you realize that, well, wait a second, if I have to do an 8th note triplet, and I'm usually in this position, and I have to do an 8th note triplet here, I have to change my positions. So it makes you really see the fretboard almost in a much more complete way than you ordinarily would if you're just running 8th notes or 16th notes. So it's another advantage to it. Yet again, another advantage to doing Barry things that he doesn't even realize he's giving us, but he really is giving it to us. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed episode 73 about the importance of practicing your 8th note triplets. Until next time, thanks.